Okay, so I really wanted to make this video before I started delving into the trainings because guess what? I invested in Helen's business mastermind. You might have seen my video about 3 to 6 months ago about where I would have done a review on her free challenge that was the funnel basically into the business mega mix that she had. She has now revamped it and it is now a 12-year mastermind program where they take you through each step month by month into building a profitable online business and most importantly getting money in the bank. So in the month of March she was doing her usual challenges to funnel into this business mastermind where she revamped it, and I wanted to give another review on the webinars that she did this time around, which were a little bit different and a little bit more in depth. And I think especially because she said that these webinars might be going into a vault, so I was hoping to share some of that information with you, and I will leave a more detailed account of all my notes that I did in the description down below if you want to read it in more detail, because I don't want this video to be too long. Alright, so if you're new, welcome to my channel, and on this channel I talk about business, investment. I also do social media marketing with a focus on YouTube at the moment, maybe pivoting to other social media platforms in the future. And last but not least, I also give course reviews and product reviews like this one. So the 4 webinars that I attended in the month of March 2021, hosted by Helen Pritchard, were how to make £997 in a month, how to make £197 in a week, and the LinkedIn profile webinar, as well as the 4 pillars of content. So I'll be going through the money making webinars first, and then I will touch on the LinkedIn marketing and content creation webinar. First, to begin with, these webinars were, as I mentioned in the beginning, funnels into her mastermind programs. She is a bit more infamous for her LinkedIn training, getting leads from LinkedIn, which she has now turned into a mastermind program. And more recently, about last year, she started her business trainings, which she also turned into a mastermind program. So because she is very passionate about talking to people about making money, whether it is spending it with her or just getting a win in your business so that you can make that mortgage payment or buy something that you wanted to buy for the longest time, that is really a passion of hers. So with the making of £997 in a month, she has about 7 ways in which you can do that, which I will try and read off this list that I have here very quickly. So the first one is repitching an offer that you were able to sell in the past by using the 4 pillars of content across social media, and of course how much ever your offer is valued at, you just work backwards the math and you would know how much you would need to sell in order to make £997. The other thing is to offer an existing group or following that you may have online a chance to work with you on a deeper level. So maybe some sort of a group coaching program or even a one-on-one coaching. You can also follow up on people who have expressed interest in working with you in the past and try to warm back up those colder leads. You can also email your email list and start off with a headline saying, "Are you still ... and offer something that you know your audience would want. That would be the solution to whatever problem that is posed in the subject line of that email. Right, so the next thing is to create a £99 thing, which would be a smaller version of whatever your high ticket offer is. And the £99 thing, very briefly, is a 1-hour Zoom call that you don't do any prep for, and you give them the recordings afterwards, and you post your £99 thing offer across social media about 100 times, right? And the last two things is to go through your expenses and see where you could probably cut corners or get rid of some of those things that aren't very essential expenses, so that you could have some extra money to invest. Or you can also make some sacrifices and maybe sell some items that you are no longer using at a reduced price, like clothing or maybe any type of items that people would pay some money for, basically. Right, so her next webinar on how to make £197 in 1 week was solely based around the £99 thing, which I will talk about more in detail. So the £99 thing is basically, like I said before, a 1-hour Zoom strategy call, and it has to be something that is teeny tiny and tangible, meaning to say that you're not trying to save the whole world in 1 hour. You are creating a very small solution or small win for that person by the end of that hour. And it is one of the quickest ways to get money in the bank. And what you're going to do is post your £99 thing all over social media, and you don't invite them to comment on the post. Your call to action should always be send a DM, because it not only creates a more comfortable way for your potential customers to reach out to you, because some people may not want to publicly do that depending on the offer or service that you are providing, as well as when you don't see any comments and nobody is raising their hand to work with you, that doesn't shake your confidence. So whether or not somebody sends you a DM, it's less likely to shatter your ego, right? And of course, you need to keep that momentum going so that you won't feel like giving up. Right. So your £99 thing can also be something that you can use when people want to pick your brain for free. You could always slip that in there and say, well, we can hop on a call for an hour, it's £99. So that kind of protects your boundaries, because there are a lot of people out there who just want to extract as much information that they can out of you for free. And I see a lot of small business owners, or at least small up and coming online entrepreneurs or influencers, possibly falling into that trap, because you kind of like, you're so excited, I guess, when somebody reaches out to you and you're like, wow, somebody actually recognizes my expertise and wants to, connect with me on a deeper level. However, it's not very efficient, and you need to make money to pay the bills. You can't be talking to somebody at 3 a.m. for 2 hours through Facebook DMs and you're not getting paid for it, so yeah, don't get into that trap. And again, with the £99 thing, you would only have to sell 2 to make £197 in 1 week, and you have to advertise like everywhere. Put it across all your social media platforms, in your posts, in your bios, and you should look at social media as being able to leverage it for your business and not so much for just making friends, because it's a great way to be able to generate income, and you can use social media for business and meet some people that may become your friends, but it's much harder to do it in the reverse, where you make a whole heap of friends on social media and then you can turn not even one of them into paying customers. So just a food for thought. And I know I might have shared this before, that it might seem that the £99 thing is geared towards more of a service or consultation type business. And she did give an example of, if you have a product-based business, you can most definitely just demo the product or go through the benefits or the pros and cons or the uses of the product, and anybody who wants to connect with you deeper based on a product that you yourself may have invented, or it could be something that you are just reselling and you promote it because it has done wonders for you and you know that it can do wonders for somebody else. So now let's get a little bit deeper into what she is a little bit more infamous for, and that's Helen's helping headline for LinkedIn and how you get leads from LinkedIn without sending any DMs. So in this webinar training, she went through how to set up your LinkedIn profile and how to use your personal LinkedIn profile, not the business page, your personal LinkedIn profile, and how to make that almost like a landing page for your ideal client that you would have mapped out. So in the headline, what you want to do is, like I said, appeal to ideal clients and take them on a journey, right? So the journey must be touching on where they are now and where they want to be. So once you start showing up for your business relentlessly on social media, it will get resistance. And even though it will get resistance, you have to trust the process. So your headline should be interesting enough to make them click, and therefore it shouldn't be about you and self-absorbed. It should be about them, your ideal client, that is. And in the about section, there are a few questions or bullet points that you should go through in this order. So the first 2 lines should identify your ideal client's pain points, struggles, and fears. Afterwards, you need to stroke their ego a little bit, and then you ask the question, are you a blank? Do you feel blank? And then you kind of agitate them, and then you produce or provide an alternative. Then you ask them, would you like this outcome? And if so, I can help you do whatever it is, and how. And then you state how you would help them. And then after you do that, you give a testimonial, and then this helps establish your authority. And then you give the call to action on your offer, right, or your service or your product. And then within the featured section on LinkedIn, you can also have testimonials of other people who have either worked with you in the past, whether it is buying a product or booking a call or of coaching, consultation, etc. All right, and the last webinar that she went through in detail were the 4 pillars of content, which is stories, videos, social proof, and calls to action, right? So she went in depth a little bit on all 4. She talked about stories the most. So stories have to do with obviously a traditional story. So it has a beginning, middle, end. And a story does not have a call to action at the end of it. You're not going to be trying to sell somebody after you tell them a story. You just tell the story and you move on. It could be anything that happened to you in the past, and it could also be what is happening day to day in your life behind the scenes in terms of the business. And it's it's not something that you should try to be creating. It really should just be like a documentation. So in that sense, it would be easier, so you don't get too hung up on, oh my gosh, like I have to tell a story today. It should be very, very natural and vulnerable. It could also be like your hopes and dreams and, you know, any regrets, things along that nature. And she also advocates for having stories over articles. So on LinkedIn, you could post a LinkedIn article. However, stories tend to be more conversational and connect better with your audience. So in terms of video, she made that very, very brief. She was like, just do the video, don't watch it back, don't get hung up on the comments unless it is useful feedback or constructive criticism. And the more videos you make, the more sales you make, because video is a way to be able to connect with people on a level that just graphic posts or text-based posts cannot. Because once you see somebody on video, you see how they are, their mannerisms, you hear the sound of their voice, all those little behavioral aspects about themselves could either be very off-putting, or it could make you connect with the person even more, and it helps filter out people that you don't necessarily want in your online space anyway. They probably won't buy from you, and it very much divides the audience, which is a good thing. So in terms of social proof, this would be a testimonial, it could be a case study, a quote, a screenshot of somebody saying, you know, how their business impacted their life. And you can get testimonials by doing 3 for free, where you do whatever your business offer is or product is for free in exchange for testimonials that you then share on social media. And don't be afraid to keep reposting the same social proof. It doesn't really matter, right? She says she shares them within an inch of their life. So just don't think about that, oh, I just shared that testimonial already, I can't post it again. You very much can and should. Right, and the call to action should be a very small post, and it should be very clear, concise, and to the point. So it should just be who you are, what you do, who you help, how you help them, how much it is for, and how to get in contact with you. And it should always be across DMs and not through comments on posts. Right, so that's basically the 4 pillars of content, and these webinars were, to me, very helpful, especially if you are a go-getter type person and you definitely could take action on these things, because these 4 pillars of content, for example, is just something you just keep reposting. You could do 4 in a day, you could do 2 a day, 1 a day, but in that rhythm, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And it's the same thing also with the £99 thing. You could come up with your teeny tiny transformational offer, and you know, you host it over Zoom. You make them pay for it first, by the way, very important. And everything is through the DMs, so you just send them the PayPal link or whatever the payment processor you are using, send them the Zoom link, set up the meeting, have it recorded, send it over, done. So it's things that you can do. Yes, it is an overview and you are not getting too deep, and because people had a lot of questions actually about the £99 thing, she did start a group at the beginning of April 2021 just for perfecting your £99 thing offer, and you can go into that pop-up group. I think it's £99 to enter, so it kind of gives you the incentive to at least sell one £99 thing to make back your money or your investment. And if that is something that you need to do, I would say that might be the first step. I have already invested in the business mastermind, which is also starting at the top of the month of April, and within there they do go through the £99 thing, the pillars of content, guest expert speaking, 5-day challenges, like all the things that she talks about in passing. We're going to be going through that for the next 6 months to a year, and so definitely look out for a review on her paid information. But I really just wanted to give my last thoughts on all the free content that I have consumed from her, which were amazing. And I think that if you are not able to invest in her at this time, to please look into it, and most importantly take action, because I'm pretty confident that you would get results, and not spend time like me a whole year building a YouTube channel and building my impact and with no income. So I'm so excited. Since the beginning of 2021, I have joined a lot of online business type trainings and entrepreneurial type trainings, and I am loving it so far. And if you want to learn more about these courses and products that I am taking and using, make sure to subscribe and check out the rest of videos in this playlist right here, and I'll see you in my next video.